Have you ever jolted awake in the middle of the night, heart racing, wondering if something was wrong? Or perhaps you've heard stories about people who simply didn't wake up one morning and it left you with a lingering worry about your own sleep. You're not alone in these concerns. The quiet hours of the night can sometimes bring our deepest anxieties to the surface, especially as we enter our golden years. I remember my own wake-up call, quite literally, when my dear friend Richard, at 72, had a frightening experience that changed his approach to nighttime entirely. He had been ignoring some warning signs for months, the occasional gasping for air that his wife noticed, waking up more exhausted than when he went to bed, and that persistent morning headache that just wouldn't quit. It wasn't until his doctor pointed out that these weren't just inconveniences, but potential warning signs of a dangerous sleep condition that Richard finally took action. Sleep should be our time of restoration and healing. But for many of us over 70, certain habits we've developed over decades might actually be turning our safe haven into something potentially harmful. The good news? Simple awareness and a few practical changes can dramatically reduce these risks and help ensure you wake up refreshed, rather than not waking up at all. In our time together today, we'll explore 4 nighttime habits that many of us have developed without realizing their potential danger. More importantly, we'll discover the straightforward solutions that can protect your health and give both you and your loved ones greater peace of mind. Because sleep should never be something to fear. It should be the restorative experience nature intended. Let's begin our journey with the first habit that deserves our immediate attention, one that many of us don't even recognize as problematic. Habit 1. Ignoring warning signs of sleep apnea. Do you wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all, despite getting your full 8 hours? Does your partner mention that you snore loudly or occasionally seem to stop breathing during the night? These aren't just annoying quirks of aging. They could be signals of sleep apnea, a condition where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. Many of us brush these signs off, thinking, that's just part of getting older. But here's what's actually happening. When breathing pauses, even briefly, your oxygen levels drop. Your brain registers this emergency and partially wakes you up to restart breathing. This might happen dozens or even hundreds of times each night without you even realizing it. Each interruption strains your heart and puts stress on your entire cardiovascular system. For someone over 70, this repeated stress can trigger serious cardiac events during the vulnerable nighttime hours. The connection is clear. Researchers have found that untreated sleep apnea significantly increases the risk of sudden cardiac death during sleep, particularly for those with existing heart conditions. What makes this especially concerning is how easily we dismiss the warning signs. Martha, a vibrant 75-year-old I worked with, had been waking up with headaches and feeling exhausted for years. "I just thought that's what aging felt like," she told me. After her daughter insisted on a sleep study, Martha discovered her oxygen levels were dropping to dangerous levels multiple times each hour. With proper treatment, her energy returned within weeks. How might your daily life change if you addressed this issue? Imagine waking up actually feeling rested. Picture having the energy to enjoy your grandchildren or pursue your hobbies without that persistent mental fog. These aren't just quality of life improvements. They're potentially life-saving changes. The solution starts with awareness. Have you noticed any of these warning signs? Loud snoring, gasping or choking during sleep, witnessed breathing pauses, morning headaches, excessive daytime sleepiness, difficulty concentrating, or waking up with a dry mouth or sore throat. If these sound familiar, consider a conversation with your healthcare provider about a sleep study. Modern testing is much simpler than it used to be. Many options can now be done in the comfort of your own home. Treatment is often straightforward and can be life-changing. For some, it might be as simple as changing sleeping positions or losing a small amount of weight. Others might benefit from devices like CPAP machines, which have become much more comfortable and quiet in recent years. The key is not to wait until a crisis occurs. Habit 2. taking medications at the wrong time. Our second habit concerns something many of us rely on daily: our medications. Did you know that when you take certain medications can be just as important as which ones you take? This timing becomes even more crucial after 70, when our bodies process substances differently. Think about your own evening routine. Do you take medications right before bed because it's easy to remember? Or perhaps you take several different prescriptions without considering how they might interact during the vulnerable hours of sleep. These common practices might be creating a perfect storm of risk while you rest. Certain blood pressure medications, for instance, can cause your pressure to dip too low during the night hours when it naturally decreases anyway. Some pain relievers can suppress your respiratory drive, your body's natural instinct to breathe, which becomes especially dangerous during sleep when breathing is already slower and shallower. Even common over-the-counter sleep aids can have unexpected effects when combined with other medications. Joseph, an active 78-year-old gardener I know, had been taking his diuretic blood pressure medication right before bed for convenience. He didn't realize this was causing him to wake frequently to use the bathroom, disrupting his deep sleep cycles and creating a fall risk during those nighttime trips. Even worse, the timing was causing his blood pressure to drop dangerously low in the early morning hours. A simple adjustment to taking it earlier in the day resolved both issues. What medications are part of your evening routine? How might adjusting their timing impact your sleep quality and safety? This isn't about stopping necessary treatments. It's about optimizing them for your health and safety. The solution here begins with a medication review. Consider scheduling what's called a brown bag appointment with your healthcare provider or pharmacist, where you bring in all your medications, prescription and over-the-counter, to discuss optimal timing and potential interactions. This simple step could reveal risks you never knew existed and lead to adjustments that make your nighttime hours much safer. How would it feel to know that your medication routine is actually protecting you during those vulnerable sleeping hours, rather than potentially putting you at risk? This small change in approach can offer both physical safety and peace of mind. As we prepare to explore our next critical habit, take a moment to reflect on these first two. Have you noticed any of these warning signs in your own life? What small adjustments might you make tonight to begin addressing them? The power to transform your sleep safety often lies in these seemingly small details that make a tremendous difference. As we deepen our understanding of how to protect ourselves during those vulnerable hours of sleep, you might be wondering how these small changes can have such a profound impact. It's truly remarkable how the habits we've carried for decades can affect us differently as our bodies change with age. Let's continue our exploration with two more nighttime patterns that deserve your attention. Ones that many of us don't connect with potential danger, but that research has shown can significantly impact our well-being during sleep. Habit 3. Sleeping in the wrong position. Have you ever thought about how your sleeping position might affect your health? Many of us find a comfortable position in our younger years and maintain it for a lifetime, without ever questioning its impact. But after 70, the position in which we sleep takes on new importance. Consider Dorothy, who at 76 had been a dedicated back sleeper her entire life. She never connected her increasing acid reflux and nighttime breathing difficulties with how she was lying down. "I just thought it was part of getting older," she told me. When her doctor suggested elevating the head of her bed and trying to sleep on her left side, the improvement was almost immediate. Those frightening episodes of waking up gasping for breath simply disappeared. What's happening in our bodies when we lie down flat on our backs, especially after enjoying an evening meal? Gravity works against us. The contents of our stomach can press against the sphincter that separates our esophagus and stomach, allowing acid to flow upward. This doesn't just cause discomfort, it can actually trigger aspiration, where stomach contents enter the respiratory system, potentially causing inflammation and infection. For someone with existing heart or lung conditions, this added stress during sleep can become dangerous. Additionally, sleeping flat on your back can worsen sleep apnea, as we discussed earlier. When relaxed in sleep, the tissues at the back of your throat can collapse more easily in this position, blocking your airway. This is why partners often notice that snoring worsens when you roll onto your back. How might adjusting your sleeping position change your nighttime experience? Imagine waking without that burning sensation in your chest or throat. Picture a night without those moments of gasping for air that disrupt your deepest sleep cycles. These changes not only improve comfort, but can potentially prevent serious complications. The solution is wonderfully simple. Try sleeping on your left side, which keeps your stomach below your esophagus, using gravity to your advantage. If you're comfortable on your right side, that's still preferable to back sleeping for most people with reflux or breathing concerns. Some find that slightly elevating the head of the bed, just 4 to 6 inches, makes a tremendous difference, whether using an adjustable bed frame or simple bed risers. For those who struggle to maintain a side position, a body pillow can provide gentle support and prevent rolling onto your back. Some even place a tennis ball in a pocket sewn onto the back of their nightshirt, a simple trick that makes back sleeping uncomfortable enough that you'll naturally shift positions without fully waking. Have you noticed differences in how you feel in the morning, depending on which position you slept in? This awareness is the first step toward positive change. Habit 4. Overheating your bedroom. Our final habit might surprise you because it feels so comforting. Keeping your bedroom too warm at night. After 70, many of us become more sensitive to cold and naturally crave additional warmth. The problem arises when that cozy, heated bedroom disrupts the natural temperature regulation our bodies need for safe, restorative sleep. William, an 82-year-old former teacher I worked with, had always kept his bedroom toasty warm. "I keep the thermostat at 78 degrees all night," he told me proudly. "I can't stand being cold." What William didn't realize was that his overheated bedroom was contributing to dehydration, disrupted sleep cycles, and putting additional stress on his cardiovascular system during the night. Our body temperature naturally drops as part of the sleep cycle, signaling our brain that it's time for deep, restorative sleep. When we override this by keeping our sleeping environment too warm, we interfere with this natural rhythm. Research has shown that a cooler room, somewhere between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, actually promotes better quality sleep. The stakes become higher after 70 because overheating during sleep forces your cardiovascular system to work harder to cool you down. This increased workload happens during hours when your body should be resting and recovering. For those with existing heart conditions, this additional stress during vulnerable nighttime hours can potentially trigger cardiac events. Furthermore, overheating causes your body to sweat and lose precious fluids, potentially leading to nighttime dehydration, which thickens the blood and further stresses the cardiovascular system. After 70, when our sense of thirst is already diminished, this compounds the risk. After adjusting his room temperature and adding an extra blanket that he could remove if needed, William reported sleeping through the night for the first time in years. "I didn't realize how often I was waking up uncomfortable and sweaty," he admitted. "Now I fall asleep faster and actually stay asleep." How might your sleep change in a slightly cooler room with layered bedding you can adjust? Can you imagine the difference in how your body might feel after a truly restorative night's sleep? The solution doesn't mean you need to be uncomfortable. Instead of heating the entire room, consider layering your bedding with breathable, natural materials that you can adjust during the night. A warm pair of socks often provides comfort while allowing your core temperature to regulate naturally. Some find that a heated mattress pad that automatically turns off after an hour gives them the initial warmth they crave without the all-night heat that disrupts sleep. Would you be willing to experiment with dropping your thermostat just a few degrees tonight to see how it affects your sleep quality? Small changes often lead to the most remarkable improvements. As we consider these 4 nighttime habits together, ignoring sleep apnea warning signs, taking medications at the wrong time, sleeping in positions that compromise breathing, and overheating our bedrooms, A pattern emerges. Each of these common habits places subtle but significant stress on our cardiovascular and respiratory systems during hours when our bodies should be recovering, not working harder. The wonderful news is that addressing these habits doesn't require medical procedures or expensive equipment. Simple awareness and thoughtful adjustments can transform your nighttime hours from a time of potential vulnerability to the restorative experience nature intended. These changes protect not just the quantity of your life, but the quality of each day, as truly restorative sleep powers everything from cognitive function to emotional well-being. What one small change might you implement tonight to begin this transformation? And what might be possible in your daily life when you consistently experience truly restorative sleep? When you close your eyes tonight and drift into sleep, I want you to remember something important. You deserve to feel safe during those vulnerable hours. Every morning that you wake up refreshed is a gift not just to yourself, but to everyone who cares about you. The peace of mind that comes from addressing these nighttime habits extends far beyond your bedroom. It touches the hearts of those who look forward to seeing your smile each day. I think back to Eleanor, a spirited 81-year-old artist who had been experiencing frightening episodes of waking up gasping for air. Her grandchildren had noticed her increasing fatigue during family visits, but she would brush off their concerns. "I don't want to be a burden," she told me. Besides, isn't this just what happens when you get older? After implementing the changes we've discussed, addressing her sleep apnea, adjusting her medication schedule, changing her sleeping position, and cooling her bedroom, the transformation was remarkable. "I didn't realize how accustomed I'd become to feeling terrible," she admitted. "Now I feel like I've gained back years of my life." Eleanor's story reminds us that what we accept as normal aging often isn't normal at all. The fatigue, the morning headaches, the racing heart. These aren't inevitable parts of growing older. They're often signals that something in our sleep environment needs attention. By recognizing and addressing these signals, we reclaim not just our nighttime safety, but our daytime vitality as well. Let's take a moment to consider how implementing these changes might ripple through your daily life. Imagine waking up without that fog of fatigue that's become so familiar. Picture yourself moving through your morning with a clear mind and steady energy. See yourself engaging fully with your favorite activities without the nagging tiredness that has perhaps limited your enjoyment. Beyond these immediate benefits, consider the deeper impact of addressing these 4 habits we've explored together. By being proactive about sleep apnea warning signs, you're protecting your heart and brain from the strain of oxygen fluctuations. By optimizing your medication timing, you're ensuring those treatments support rather than compromise your nighttime safety. Through mindful sleeping positions, you're maintaining clear airways and preventing aspiration risks. And by creating an environment with appropriate temperature, you're allowing your body the natural cooling that promotes restorative sleep cycles. Each of these changes represents a profound act of self-care. In our later years, the culture often suggests that declining health is inevitable, that we should simply accept limitations as they come. I firmly believe this mindset does us a tremendous disservice. The wisdom you've accumulated over 7 or more decades is precisely what enables you to make these informed choices about your well-being. You've lived long enough to know that small, consistent actions often create the most meaningful changes. The habits we've explored today aren't complicated or expensive to implement. They don't require special equipment or extensive medical interventions. They simply require your attention and your willingness to make adjustments to patterns that may have become comfortable but not beneficial. Consider which of these 4 areas resonates most strongly with your own experience. Perhaps you recognize the warning signs of sleep apnea in yourself or someone you care about. Maybe you've never considered how your evening medication routine might affect your nighttime safety. You might be a lifelong back sleeper who's experienced increasing reflux or breathing difficulties. Or perhaps your preference for a warm bedroom has unknowingly disrupted your natural sleep cycles. Whatever patterns you recognize, I encourage you to approach changes with patience and self-compassion. These habits often develop over decades, and adjusting them might take time. Start with the area that seems most relevant to your situation. Implement one change and notice the effects. Your body will communicate with you through how you feel upon waking and your energy throughout the day. I'd love to hear about your experiences as you implement these changes. The community that watches these videos is filled with wisdom and unique perspectives. Has a particular sleeping position worked well for you? Have you found creative ways to stay comfortable while keeping your bedroom cooler? Your insights might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might be the missing piece in someone else's journey towards safer sleep. If you've found value in our conversation today, please consider supporting this channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. These simple actions help more people find this information who might benefit from it. When you subscribe, you'll be notified about future videos exploring other aspects of vibrant, healthy aging. As we conclude our time together, I want to leave you with this thought. The quality of your sleep fundamentally shapes the quality of your waking hours. By taking these proactive steps to protect yourself during those vulnerable nighttime hours, you're making a profound investment in your overall well-being and longevity. You're saying to yourself and to those who care about you that your health matters, that your presence in this world matters. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, take a moment to acknowledge the wisdom that has brought you this far in life. Let that same wisdom guide you in creating the safest, most restorative sleep environment possible. Remember that each morning you wake up refreshed is another opportunity to fully embrace the day, to create, to connect, to experience joy. Sleep isn't just a third of our lives spent unconscious. It's the foundation that makes the other 2/3 vibrant and meaningful. You deserve that vibrant life at any age, perhaps especially after 70, when you've earned the wisdom to truly appreciate each day. By protecting your nighttime hours, you're ensuring more beautiful mornings await you. We're all navigating this journey of aging together, learning as we go, supporting each other with the insights we gain along the way. The changes you make tonight might seem small, but their impact on your health and happiness can be truly profound. Here's to safer, more restorative sleep, and to all the wonderful mornings that await you because of it. Sweet dreams, my friend. I'll see you in the next video.